was something quite interesting, I find, this transition from 2020, 2021, in case you didn't notice. I felt like a shift in energies, and I like that. And I can see that we are connected already. So that's really exciting. I think it's working. It is connecting, which is very cool. I think it's working. And let me just check that the streaming monitor shows me that everything is connected, but I think it's connected. Yeah. Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, we are all over. I'm all over, and you can now watch. I can see that somebody's watching on YouTube. I wonder who that is. That's a surprise person. Okay, so now I'm going to get back in the Zoom, and I will explain you a little bit what we're doing today, what we do on Mondays at, I forgot what time it is, but I'm sure I will remember in a second, at 6 p.m. LA time. So we have a guest with us coming in. So let me remind you what we do on Mondays. Talk to Spirits is a show where we reconnect, with people who crossed over, people who crossed on the other side. My name is RAPHAEL Pathé. I am the world's medium, and I talk to different spirits from different dimensions. So sometimes someone crosses over, you have, someone in your life that passes away, that dies, and you want to know where they are, what is going on with them, if they want to communicate with you. It's hard when you lose someone in life, to just, it just ends like that, and you don't know what is happening. So I am here to try to reconnect you with these people. And let me explain you a little bit how things started for me. So when I was a child, I could feel different spirits. In the house I grew up, there was this wallpaper, and there were some weird things appearing on the wall. And there were some strange spirits, or strange ghosts. I don't know what it was, but it was a little bit weird. So that's kind of how everything started. And there's something I haven't mentioned yet the other week, is that the home I lived in was actually built by my grandfather, and he was going to live in this house with his wife. And his wife actually died before I was born. So my grandmother on my dad's side, I've never met her. She died before I was born. And as a result, my parents actually lived in that house. We grew up in this house that was supposed to be for my grandfather and his wife and the grandmother that I never met. And what I wanted to say is that in this house, yes, there was a problem with the wallpaper and weird things appearing in my bedroom. But at the same time, I always felt the spirit of the grandmother. I never talk about it, but I always felt there was something very feminine in the house, very homey, and just like as if maybe she was in there, all these days, all these times. I always felt there was a woman in the house that was not my mother. So there was always this spirit of her. And so as a result, I always liked that home where we grew up in. I liked it. I always thought it was very pretty, and there was something I loved about it. That being said, there were spirits in my room at night. And so I would wake up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. I was 3 or 4, and I would start like drawing or doing things so I wouldn't have to stay in the dark. And so I had that kind of thing. And I was alone downstairs. My parents were upstairs. So I was the only person downstairs. And it was a little bit weird. So anyway, that's kind of how things started, I have to say, the first kind of experience I had. And also then what happened is that I'm also a psychic, so I do tarot, and I've learned, tarot readings and a lot of different things. As I grew up, I also collected crystals, like this beautiful Herkimer diamond that I always have with me when I want to connect with spirits from other dimensions. So as I grew up, I collected crystals. I was also touching, my mom had a lot of jewelry because we had an uncle that, I've never met that uncle, but it was before the war. That uncle actually lived in China and was a jeweler. And I don't know how that happened, but we ended up with all this jewelry and beautiful diamonds. And my mom had really amazing jewelry. So I would open the box. She would let me open her box with the jewelry and the diamonds and everything. And so I would touch everything. And that was my really first contact with jewelry. The ring I'm wearing here as well, which is very small, but it's from the family as well, that we have. And it's probably one of the last jewel that's remaining from another aunt I had in the family. It had a lot of jewelry as well, but somebody stole everything, but that's the only thing remaining. Anyway, my mom still had everything. And I would connect with these beautiful stones and really feel their energies. And that was the first connection I had with, with crystals, and they were really beautiful. So that was something I will always remember, like her, she had this diamond as well. She was wearing this big diamond, and she would always scratch us with it, but I would really like it, even though it was a bit dangerous. So I was surrounded by these crystals, if I may say, but they were gemstones. I would open the box and touch them. And so that was my first connection with crystals, if I may say. Then I bought a lot of them through the years, and I created like a big collection of crystals. I had rose quartz and all these different things. And then later on, what happened when I was 24, my parents had a beach house as well. And I say the story every week, but it's very important because without what happened in that house, I probably would not be really aware of this mediumship gift I have, or connection, or ability to connect. What happened is on my 21st birthday, I was in this beach house, which is a little bit weird anyway. That house is very close to the ocean in north of France. And there were always weird noises. And there was this staircase where people would always fall in, you know, my sister, the dog. I mean, everyone fell into the staircase. I didn't, but everyone did. So there was something like on top of the staircase that obviously was wrong, whether it was the stairs or something else. That being said, I realized one day that I went in the staircase and I found myself face to face with this ghost, and it was green. It was wearing a weird hat. It looked like it had drowned into water. And I thought it was an ancestor of ours. You know, I said, maybe this is my ancestor that has the same name as I. To later find out 20 years later that it was not my ancestor at all. That's why he was very angry. It is someone who used to owe money to my family, who had a bank, and he couldn't pay. And so they took the house. And now the ghost was in there and not happy at all being there. And now I understand why everyone was falling in the staircase. And I've been trying to clear that energy. Actually, like 2 years ago, I was in Austria, and I've lived in so many places in the world. I never really feel home. And I feel that this ghost that I met in the staircase that day didn't want me to be happy in any house in the whole world, because he was not happy because we had been taking his home, you know. So I did a ceremony, some kind of clearing. And then I feel that he's much better where he is. But back then he was not happy in this house, and he was a ghost. So that's different. Ghosts are spirits that are crossed in 2 dimensions. Sometimes something horrible happened to them. Sometimes they're not aware that they are dead. Sometimes they had like a big car crash and they didn't realize. I mean, they realized they had a car crash, but they didn't realize, I mean, they don't really know where they are. So they're kind of in between. It can also be people that got murdered. So anyway, that's ghost. Being a ghost is not a very easy situation. And it's pretty horrible. It's like being in 2 dimensions. And the dimension of the ghost is kind of in between. We're here, the ghost is here, and like the spirits are much higher. Like the spirits that are in what you could call heaven, or, you know, the other side, they're much higher, but the ghosts are in between. It can last forever, and until somebody tells them where to go, they could get stuck there for a very long time. And that's what happens when you go to castles or homes where there are strange noises or things that we see on TV sometimes. It's people that either got murdered or had something to deal with the home still, you know, with the home they're in, or they still have a piece of story, you know, a piece of history to kind of deal with. And it's weird. Yes, it's weird. And also I wanted to tell you about that other type of spirits that can hang out around you. These are like demons, if I may say. So I don't want to sound like horror movies, but there are all kind of spirits. Just like on the planet, there are some nice people, there are some very bad people as well. As you know, it's a mix, you know, we live in this big mix of people, and it's the same with spirits. So sometimes there are very bad spirits that come and attack you at night. It happens to be quite often. So I have to wear a black tourmaline. Sometimes I forget and something attacks me in the middle of the night, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I have to wake up, put the crystal and push them away, and then it's better. So if that happens to you, by the way, because that happens to a lot of people that are really unaware of what's going on, they feel something horrible. They don't know if it's a nightmare or if it's they don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel nice. You know, they're stuck on the bed, they can't move, and it feels like they hear strange noises. And so if that happens to you, it could be a demon energy kind of thing. And they can't kill you or do something like that to you, but they can drive you completely nuts and take your energy. And, you know, if you get sleep deprivation, which I had in LA for a while because I lived in another house that was haunted by some weird spirits. And it led me to complete sleep deprivation. I was really tired. I could not stay in there anymore. There would be coins rolling on the table. I would have people sleeping over there. I would see this old woman crossing the room, and they would think it was me, but it wasn't me, obviously. You know, it was someone else kind of crossing the place. And so, yes, that can, you know, some spirits can really create a lot of problems to you. So I find that the black tourmaline is a good crystal to be wearing if you are worried about that in a home where you are. That can protect you as well from negative energies, from ghosts and you know, and bad spirits. So what we do on Monday, by the way, and I can say hi to Mattia, who's back with us, and with Kristen as well. They were here last week and then the week before. And so what we try to do, once again, it's an experiment. I try to connect with people, spirits that the viewers want to connect with. So this is only for the viewers who are with me in Zoom, because otherwise it's too complicated if it's just a little message on Facebook. So to join us in the show, you just have to type theworldmedium.com/live shows, and then you just need to put your name, last name, email, click a button, and then you end up with us, with a ghost. And otherwise, you can also, of course, watch the show on YouTube and subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/Raphael Psychic. It takes 1 second, and then you can see, everything, every other show that I'm doing, and also it helps me creating more content and connect and and do what I'm doing basically. So what I do usually, I ask the viewers and the people connecting, but also what I wanted to say is that we can also talk about other things. If you have any questions about things that happen in your home, or maybe you were a child and you were in a forest somewhere and something appeared and you don't know what that was, it's a good moment as well to talk about it. And there's also something else I wanted to mention. Spirits do not have to be human, by the way. They can be animals, and they can also be alien. So, they can be alien spirits, they can be animal spirits, they can be human spirit, there can be all kinds of things around us that we don't see. And but sometimes we can. In our dreams, sometimes we can reconnect and we can see them. So there's a lot of stuff happening around us, whether we want it or not. We're surrounded by that, surrounded by these spirits and energies, and we're here to talk about it. So if there's any question you have about something that happened to you, we can also talk about it. All the comments on Facebook are welcome, even though for like a direct connection with the spirit, I prefer that you are here in the Zoom. And also what I was saying is, I'm used to do mediumship with one person, like one-to-one, and I connect very quickly. This is a bit different because it's live, it's on YouTube and Facebook and all that. So it's a little bit more challenging for me, but I'm becoming more and more comfortable with it. This is, I think, the third or the fourth time. The first time was a little bit not great, but I feel that now it's getting better. So I'm excited about it, and I guess I'm feeling more comfortable with it. So I'm going to be better and better and better. So who do we start with? Mattia, would you like to reconnect with someone, or are you just here watching, or how? I remember last week, by the way, Mattia, we spoke to your aunt, and I was thinking of her again. Actually, I mentioned it to someone, I forgot whom, but Mattia wanted to reconnect with her aunt, who was a person that really had a lot of energy. She was, she was very much like the boss, in the house, if I may say, and in the surrounding, and I could really connect with her energy. So that was a very interesting feeling. And I wanted to say as well that sometimes when I connect with a spirit that wanted to talk to you, for me, it's fun as well, because I get to know people I would have never met. I would have never met your aunt, maybe I would, but I'm not sure. But doing this work is interesting because I get to talk to people or connect with people that I find really interesting, and so it can be fascinating to do that, to actually meet people that are not here anymore, but I can really feel their energy, and so that was fun with you, Mattia, last Monday when I was able to connect with your aunt, who was a personage, a character with a really interesting vibe. So I wanted to say that. And would you like to connect with someone else today, since you're back here, or did you want to talk about it or say something?
Sure. How are you today, Raphael?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. I want to laugh today. I want to Monday. I think it's very free and it's a lot of fun because it's a little more flexible, I find, than this tarot thing I'm doing on Sunday. So Monday is a little bit more style and see what happens. Free spirit, if I may say. So that's exciting. And it's experimental as well, which is good. There's Rosemary joining us too. How are you doing? I mean, I saw you already on Sunday, so I know you did celebrate a little bit your New Year and your Christmas, and so. But the people that are watching today don't know, so because it's two different shows and not everyone's watching everything. But you were saying you had you did put some lights for Christmas, and you had a little New Year, and so that was fun. And Sunday you asked me a question. I remember now why you're back. You asked me on Sunday, because every Sunday I do this tarot live where people ask questions, with the tarot about their lives. And you asked me a very difficult question. Why do I see the number 18 everywhere? Correct?
Yes.
Yes. And could you specify where, because I was like, I don't know, I saw 18 bottles on the bar and I don't know why, but when you said that to me, I saw all these bottles lined up next to the other. And I said, you know what, come back on Monday and then we'll try to talk about it a little deeper because Sunday is more about tarot. And so that was more like, I felt more like connected to spirits. But I want to ask you, where do you see that number 18 in general? Do you see it on the watch? Like right now, you know what? It's
Oh,
2018 here in.
18.
Can you see that too?
Never fails.
It is 2018 here in Mexico, and for you, it's like 9:18.
9:18. Yes, it's always in the time, the minute. It's always the 18th minute of almost every hour. And if it's not in the time, it's like in a car's license plate. It could
Right.
be in a sign. It's
Right.
really weird.
Yeah. I could see it could be a date, 1818. That's possible, like the year 1818. Maybe there's something connected to that. I want to say that the 18 bottles to me were really connected to a saloon kind of area, the saloon with the cowboys, back then. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes, not because I'm not sure that was the right word, but the saloon with the cowboys or whatever, and they drink, and that kind of situation. I see you in this. I see something connected to this environment. There's a message, and the year would be 1818. I feel that's kind of what talks to me right now. 1818, this setting with these bottles and like maybe people with guns, and this kind of old setting, and I don't know what you would be doing there, but I feel that you were doing something in there in the past life, obviously, because you're not that old. Otherwise you'd be just 200 years old. So no, and I feel that you were in there doing something, you were surrounded by these people. Yeah, there was this surrounding. That's what I'm connecting to, and that's why I see these bottles. And you were doing something with these bottles, and they're all similar, by the way. So you were, I don't know if you were putting them, in the bar, in the shelves, but I'm sensing that it's connecting to this year and to this situation. You were in this past life. You were in this saloon environment. Wow. That's what I'm sensing around there. There's something. There's probably a message for you for this life right now that happened in this past life. That's what I would say. And I think it's connected to a man, actually. I feel like a man connected to that, and that you probably were new in this life. And there's something about this man in this life. I think you were a man, by the way. Back then, you were not a woman in 1818. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
I think you were a man in there. Yeah, you were not a woman. And there's something about that. I feel something about this life now that has a connection with it.
Well, my children's father.
I would imagine so. Yes, I shall remind you.
Is the 18th.
He was born on the 18th.
The 18th of March. Yes.
That's so funny as well. You have a lot of 18. That's the truth. I feel that it's a sign. Yeah, it's definitely a sign. I feel a connection to this past life where you. I can see that you were in this saloon. Yeah, this saloon. Maybe a cowboy or something like that. The people on the horses and with the bottles and the guns. I think you were surrounded. You were in there. You were doing something in there. Yes, very much. And maybe what you should do is, you should, before you sleep tonight, what you should do is just keep like a notebook next to you, like a piece of paper, and decide to go back to this time, with what I'm telling you now. Try to decide before you go to bed tonight to be back in 1818 during your sleep, and then see what happens. And when you wake up in the night, because you always wake up when you dream, then write down what's happening, what you saw in your dream. There should be some more elements and guidance, inside the dream. And I would love to hear what you will see. And so you can tell us on Monday. Or you could, or whenever, but like whenever you get some insights, because I feel you would, I see you in this surrounding. Yeah, that's what I feel in connection with the number 18.
Okay, I'll try that tonight.
Yeah, I feel you were in this cowboy environment. 1818 is a year, and yeah, that's what I'm sensing. It would be interesting to Google that year as well and see what happened in this year specifically.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like inquiring about, it's like being a detective, and seeing what has happened. I do that sometimes. It's very interesting. It helps you. It gives you a sense of why you're here now and what happened before, and can be very interesting. Do you ever think about this, by the way, cowboys and all that, saloons, or when you watch movies?
Never really crossed my mind.
All
No.
right. So now it should, and then you should see it again more. The other thing as well, I was thinking of 18, if you reduce it, it's 9, and 9 is like a number that's very much about, it's kind of the end of the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 9 is kind of like being on a very spiritual level. It's kind of the end of the number, if I may say. So I would interpret that as well in numerology, because I'm not a neurologist. But yes, 9 I feel could mean that too. Like you arrive at a stage where spirituality is important. You're at the top of what you need to learn. It could be that too. That's what it can mean sometimes. Like a very spiritual person.
Okay.
That's what I think. That would be from a numerologist kind of point of view, kind of thing. Yes.
I'm very interested in numerology as well. And sometimes I try to make the connection because, like I said, my children's father, his birthday is March 18th.
Yes.
And I take that 18, and what I do, I put a 1. Well, I add 1 to each digit. So with the 18, you add a 1, you get a 9. Take the 1, add another 1 to it, and you get 29. I'm the 29th. So I don't know if it's some kind of connection there somehow.
That could be. I don't excel in numerology. I know like the basics, So I know, like, for instance, that 9, is like very spiritual. So this 18 number that you see everywhere, is there a connection with your husband? There has to be, but numerologically wise, I can't tell you. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? You would have to talk to a numerologist or calculate things and see if that has a connection. But the connection I could see with your husband is more this saloon environment. You could have known him already in a past life in this surrounding. That I would think more. That's kind of what I'm getting.
Okay.
Could have been like a friend or someone that you were dealing with. Yeah. Maybe like an older person that would guide you, or your boss, if I may say. I don't know if they had bosses, the cowboys on the horses, but do you know what I mean? You could have been someone that you were working with or working for.
Okay, because in this current life, he used to bartend. Well, not on a full-time scale, but he used to bartend. I can remember him twirling the bottles, like, before they serve the person, they do a little trick with the bottle and then they serve the guests. Yeah.
Yes. There is something about that. There is a connection with him, or maybe you were working together, but I feel it's in this surrounding. It's very important you Google this year and see what it says. This year, what happened in America, how it looked like. Looked at old photos that come up, because there were photos already. I think a few photos in 1818, like probably the first photos. See a little bit, try to connect with that. And when you go to bed, then ask, to see more about it. And you will see. And you will write it down, because otherwise you forget after that. So it's very important to write it down, to keep a piece of paper with a pen, next to you. Otherwise you forget.
Okay.
All right. And you will tell me. I'm curious, and we will know what was this 18 thing all about. And I want to know. That's why it's fascinating, to be like a detective, to inquire, to see, and to finally find meaning in things that we see or things that happen to us, because there is a meaning very often. And it was 18 as well here, which is so funny. We're talking on clock at this moment. I look at the watch, at the clock, because I have a clock behind.
Yeah. And it was almost 18 when we logged off yesterday.
It's your fault. Yeah. So, it's you seem to be really connected to that number. So, but tell me when you Google the number, and then when you ask, to dream about it and to see more about this saloon area, and then we will know more next Monday.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, Raphael.
That's great. Stay with us. And now we have Kristen, who's around us. So last week it was interesting because we connected to her grandmother last week. So that was really great. And her grandmother was someone who was very talented and very precise. What she was doing with her hands, I felt a lot of precision. And it was really, precision. Precision was really the word. Things had to be done a certain way. And it was very, very specific. And so it was an interesting person to connect with. And Kristen has some aspects of this person we connected with. You have similar qualities for certain things, so it's interesting to see how she passed that on to you. That's what I'm sensing. And how are you doing, by the way, Kristen, today?
I'm okay. I was wondering if my grandmother my cat got very sick last night.
Oh, poor baby. Yeah.
And I had to take him to the emergency room. He's got actually medication that he has to take and special food. And I was wondering if he's going to be okay. Am I allowed to ask if my grandmother has anything to say about whether my cat will be okay, or is that not what we do here?
See, we could absolutely do here. It's totally fine with me because I already feel something without your grandmother anyway. I feel that it's something, I mean, my drawing is horrible, by the way, but anyway, we're not here. But I feel there's something happening here. I don't know why, but that's a cat, by the way, huh? That's not a tooth. I do it quickly, as you can see. I don't need to say, but I feel that there could be something here, like I don't know, this organ in there that is
actually you're spot on, because it is. They think it's a intestinal disease, and that little dot looks around the stomach area.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I wasn't sure if it was liver or something, but it seems something is stuck in there. What's important is to know what you can do about it, because pointing what's going on is one thing. I'm just trying to see what you can do about it. Let me just try to connect to it and see what is that in there. For this kind of thing, I would consult with an energy healer. In fact, I know one, by the way, just so you know. I've got David in Switzerland, who's like someone amazing. It's someone who discovered his gift with his dog. He actually had a dog who had a problem with a leg. Okay. And so that was like a few years ago, and he went to see a psychic. A friend of his was a psychic or something, and the psychic said, you can fix your dog yourself because you have a gift or something. So he did it. I don't know how he did it. He did it with his hand or something. The dog's fine now. And since then, he's been, learning a lot about it, and he can fix people from a distance. In fact, that happened once. It was pretty crazy. It's this dog in New York. There's one of my clients who lives in New York, and her dog was close to dying. Honestly, it was a disaster. The dog had an infection or something. I don't know what it had, but they thought it would die, this dog, a beautiful white dog. And they took it to the vet, to the hospital. She could totally afford it. She could go to the best hospital for dogs and stuff. She went everywhere, and it didn't work. The dog was really between life and death. And, it was really, and I asked him if he could, do something for the dog. And now the dog's really happy. So I don't know if it's 100% because of him, but something must have worked, because the dog was between life and death. He had an infection that was very specific. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, they think he has like an intestinal disease. And, I'm seeing another specialist on Saturday, but
yeah. But what it feels to me is that I would work with an energy healer for that kind of thing, because the problem is that that's what I'm sensing. I feel that it needs to come down.
Can I do it myself, or does your friend have a specific talent?
The friend is, it's amazing. The way I met him, by the way, because that's a very interesting story as well, since we're talking about spirits and stuff. I met him in a very, very, very strange way. I'm going to tell you the story because I think it's pretty fascinating. I was in Switzerland, in Geneva, and I had been taken a train, and I don't know what I did in the train, but I couldn't move my neck. It was a disaster. It was awful. I could not even walk around in the room when I arrived in Geneva, because my neck, it felt like if somebody put a hammer on my neck, honestly, like even if I had almost like if I had a car accident, my neck, I could not move it. I was screaming in pain. So I don't know if it was a pillow or I don't know what I did with it, but it was awful. And then it was on a Friday, and like a lot of things are closing in Switzerland, at 5 o'clock, very early on Friday and stuff. And I recalled a friend of mine that had some healing session with something called rebouteux. It's a French word, but it's people that have this special power, in Switzerland, and like they kind of fix you in France and in Switzerland, where the mountains are. And so I was trying to find one. So I opened the yellow pages online, and I was looking rebouteux, and I found one, but it was closed. They didn't have any appointment until 2 days or something, and I could not stay that way. It was really awful. It was hell. Right. And then I found this other app called Faiseur de Secret. It's a French word, but it's people that kind of heal people from a distance. And I found that thing. There's a list of all the people that do that, in France, Switzerland, and different cities. And then I kind of like, how can I say, I spin the thing, you know, and it stopped on that name, David. And I said, okay, whatever. I told David. I call and say, hi, I'm Raphael, whatever. I call him with my neck, please help me. Can I come and see you or something, whatever? He said, no, 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 I'm at work right now, but I'm going to do something for you from a distance and you call me again in 2 hours. And I was like, all right, you know, and I was like, honestly, I didn't feel like anything was going to happen. I was like, this is a bit strange. The guy tells me he's at work and he can't see me. And I was like, this is a bit bizarre. And a minute later, I'm starting to feel something around my neck, you know, like some warmth. And then I started to cry and laugh. And then I could start moving my head. And I felt completely, honestly, this was completely supernatural. This is the word, because I can't describe. I had never seen something like that. Crazy. And then I started to move my head and I went to the shopping mall. After that, I ate. I was very happy. And I was like, what is happening? You know, and so at 5 o'clock, I sent you a message. I said, I want to see you come and I have to meet you and stuff. This is completely crazy. And I was still a bit tired, you know, but I could really move my head. And so anyway, he came, I met him, and he was a very nice person, not a weird freak or whatever you could imagine was, you know, some weird shaman from Switzerland. Not at all, like honestly, a really perfect person looking really so perfect, you know, and like who works with banking as well. So you imagine Switzerland banking, someone that looked not at all like some witch or something like that. And we talked and it was fascinating. And he just had discovered this ability he had. So he can fix people from a distance. And actually he's being called every 2 minutes. His phone keeps ringing and it's completely crazy. And it's an amazing, it became a very close friend to me, you know, whenever I go to Switzerland.
I would definitely love his information.
Yeah, because I feel that's what I would do at this point. Especially with cats, you know, I find that, you know, animals are fixable, but sometimes the vets are trying different things and, you know, and it doesn't always work, if I may say, you know. I had that with a cat. I had a Siamese cat.
Is he going to be okay?
I feel something needs to be done. Energetically, I feel, you know, I feel something needs to be fixed because what I'm seeing here is like something blocked and I wouldn't want this to go wrong, you know, to be a cancer or something.
Right. So well, that's what they're going to look at on Saturday. They're going to.
So that's why I feel.
They're going to see if it's lymphoma.
Yes. So that's why I feel that no matter what it is, I feel that it needs this part needs to be re-energized. You know what I want to say as well about animals. You know, I had a lot of animals. I feel that the food sometimes that being prescribed by the vets, they might say it's perfect. I never believe that. You know, I feel that the cat food and dog food. Me, I absolutely disagree with it. I still think cats should eat fish or things that, you know, fresh.
I was giving him turkey and fish, and to be honest, he was throwing it up.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the vet said, "Can you please? I'm going to give you prescription food, like food that you only get per prescription." So he's been throwing up the chicken and the fish. So I'm going to try the prescription food because I'm scared. I'm worried he's going to really get sick and die. I mean, I'm really worried.
No, of course I understand. No, I hear you.
So unless I go to your friend, is he going to get sick and die? Is that what?
Well, I mean, all animals eventually die and we die too.
Well, so no, I mean,
I do feel that.
Is he in danger of dying?
I feel that I don't like what I see. I feel there's something blocked in there. And once again, I'm not a vet, but from what I'm drawing, I see there's something blocked in there and it needs to be unblocked, you know? It can't stay that way. And once again, you have a vet, he's probably amazing and stuff, but I feel that very often, you know, a lot of doctors.
I do energy. I totally believe I do. I see an energy healer almost every week. So I would do one for my pet. So
I feel that it works really well, you know, and so that's really what I would do personally. I mean, if my cat had that right now, I would see a good energy healer, not like, you know, like something that works, because I don't know if I would trust the vet enough to fix it, you know, because they're going to try to change the food.
Are you only saying that your friend is good, or can I go to somebody else that I know?
My friend, I know that is amazing, you know, because he fixed my neck. That's how I met him, you know, so I cannot not say he's great because I met him because he fixed me. So he has a magic gift, if I may say. Other people, I don't know. Maybe they are good. Maybe there must be other people like that in the planet. But him, I know he's very good because he could show me. That's why, you know, he actually gave me the evidence before I even met him. So for me, I mean, it's like, that's what.
I mean, I know other good energy healers. That's not the issue. The issue is which is the right one for my cat, because not everybody could do cats and animals.
I understand, but not everybody is as effective as him, because he has this kind of love for animals and for other people that I feel could be difficult to find something similar. But maybe you do know someone like that. You know, he's not the only one on the planet. There's a lot of horse whisperers that are amazing in America, actually, you know, and they probably so love the horses so much and they can really connect. It just has to be like something effective, you know. But I would use energy, yes, at this point, because otherwise I feel that, to tell you frankly, I feel that the vet, it might be too harsh what they do, and I don't think they can do it, actually. I feel, honestly,
your friend's number still on your website? Is he still bookable on your website, or you took that off?
I took it off because at the moment he was a little bit on the side and was a bit on a hiatus, but because this is important, I can put you in touch and then do that. Absolutely. Yeah, of course. I mean, I spoke to him yesterday, but he was a little bit on the side for a while, but this is important, you know, because it's your cat and I know your cat and I saw it and I want him to be happy. And so it's important.
He was going to die last night. It was a little bit. And so he's on I have to like put these medications.
Very difficult. Yeah, that's why I'm saying energy healing, if it works, it's better, because at least you don't have to give them all, because I don't like to take all these pills and stuff. I had a Siamese cat that had something like that, and it was very difficult to make her eat it was a mess. Madonna was a cat, and it had to eat all these pills all the time, and then it was so difficult my mom found a technique, but it was very difficult to put the pill in and try to put the pill in the mouth of the cat, and you can mix it in whatever, they still notice, you know.
I'm like, he's not gonna let me do. I mean, I have to do it, but it's
I know. It's very difficult. I find that to mix it with shrimp. My cat liked it because shrimp smells very strong to the cat, and sometimes tuna, they love it so much that they can't help it but just eat it, you know. But I don't know, that's special. Anyway, that's what I'm feeling from the drawing I'm making. I'm feeling there's something stuck in there, and I feel that what I'm sensing is energy healing. Otherwise, there's nothing I can really recommend, because it's an animal, and you know, animals are different. The other thing I want to say that I still want to recommend one thing that doesn't kill, and that's very simple. You know, natural clay. You know, you can place it on your body when you have problems with your organs, a human body. But on an animal, it is not toxic. Even if he licks it, it doesn't matter. So I don't think it would kill or cost much to put a bit of natural clay on this where that is happening, but I can't guarantee it's going to work. But what natural clay does, it sucks the crap out of, you know, the body.
Okay, so just like that Aztec clay.
Yeah. Or maybe something, the Aztec clay you find at Ralph, I find it not very good quality. You know, I find that you can find better, you know, in your area, in your neighborhood, like something a little more organic or something, because the Aztec clay from Ralph, I mean, I don't know if we're talking about the same one, but it's okay for a little face mask, but I don't feel that it's the best quality. So I would recommend you to go maybe to Whole Foods and get some powder, you know, a good brand, you know, that you know comes from a good place, because otherwise there's toxic stuff in it. So that's what I would do with the white clay, I feel.
So he really is in trouble, because that was really the question. It was like,
I understand.
Is he in danger?
I feel there's a blockage here that needs to be unlocked. I don't feel that it's just like a little piece of meat that he didn't digest properly. I don't feel that this is what's happening. No, I feel there is something in there that needs to be cleared.
It could be cancer.
It could be a tumor. I'm not saying it's a cancer. Cancer is like something that's spreading and stuff. Maybe just something that grew in there. Maybe because of sometimes the cat food, I feel that it's not always great quality, you know, and even if it's expensive, you don't know what they put in it, and then it can create disease for animals. Just like for humans, if you keep eating, you know, weird processed food, you know, then you can have problems with your health. I think it's the same with animals, even though they say it's great, but I don't know. I don't trust processed food for animals, you know, even though it's convenient, but I don't think it's that great personally, you know.
Like I said, I give him the vet asked me what I fed him. I said organic chicken, and they were like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "But that's what I give him. I give him organic chicken and real tuna fish." I
understand. Yeah. So, but you never gave him processed food and stuff like this dog food. Oh, sorry, cat food, not dog food.
I mean, he gets picky, so sometimes I go back and forth.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I do feel the blockage. Yeah, I do feel the blockage. The other thing I'm feeling as well, does he eat like a cat's herb? You know, like the herb for the cat, so it throws up. Do you give him sometimes?
The herb so that he throws up?
The herb. Sometimes the cat need to eat this special herb and throw up. You know, it's natural. They do that in nature.
Oh, well, they have the fur ball, and he does do that. Yes.
But do you give him the special herb to eat so he can throw up everything?
No, I didn't know
You
there
need
was
to
a
find.
special herb.
Yeah, of course, the cat herb or whatever. Yes, yes. I mean,
Catnip?
they eat it in the garden as well. It's very important. You should look into it as well
Oh, so like
because maybe he
catnip?
hasn't done it. It's very important for the cat to eat that herb and throw up.
Oh, so maybe catnip?
I forgot how it's called, but I can find it later for you what the name
Yeah.
is. But it's this herb. You can actually grow it yourself, and you can probably buy it in a Petco or something. They must have it. It's a
I
herb.
think it's cat. I think it's catnip. Yeah.
Very possibly, yes. Maybe he needs to do that as well. Maybe that's why as well there's a blockage. He needs to throw up. They do. All cats do that. So cats in house sometimes they can't do it. Because if you don't bring it to them, but of course you're gonna throw up. I mean, you have to protect your sofa and everything because they throw everywhere. But it's part of it's nature. If I may say, that's how they do it.
Right.
Nature. Yeah.
I
So.
just am not ready for him to die or something right now.
No, but this needs to be addressed. Personally, I would use an energy healer and see what's going on. I would, of course, talk to the vet and see what they want to do, a scan or whatever, and see what's going on. Of course, emergency. But I would immediately do an energy healing for that. For what I see, I would do that. Yeah, I would just to clear. And I would do the cat herb or the catnip or whatever. Yeah, I would definitely start to look into that. I'll talk to your vet about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what I imagine. That's why there's a blockage, I feel, It's possible that it's been stuck on...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, when you have a moment in the next day, give me your friend's name.
I will, absolutely. Yes, I will. I will send him a message already anyway after the show, and then we'll see what he says. He's in Switzerland, so it's a few hours later right now. But I will send him a message now, and then when I get response, I will tell you what's going on with that. All right.
Sounds cool.
All right.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like I said, not everybody does animals, so if he does animals, awesome.
He's actually great with animals. That's why, as I said to you, because this dog, what I was saying, like in New York, it was completely, I couldn't believe it. The dog one day was half dead, and then now, I mean, 2 days later, he was completely running everywhere. And that happened to another dog as well. My friend in France had a dog, and I don't know what happened. I think he had, I don't know what he ate or something, but he was about to die. He had pneumonia. The dog had pneumonia. I remember Noisette is the name of the dog. And they really thought he was going to die, this dog. It was close to death. Same kind of situation. I forgot how he caught this pneumonia. But anyway, this dog caught the pneumonia. And they went to the vet. And, he had to put the pipes and tubes and stuff. It was really not great. They really thought the dog was going to die. They were so depressed, about that. And then once again, I asked David about it. And all I know is that the next day, the dog was absolutely fine. And now he had like 7 babies or 6 babies. Like last week. So he didn't die. So, that's, I really trust him very much. Probably one of the person I trust the most, David. So I can only recommend him very much.
Yeah, and if he does distance, we don't even have to be together. Just
absolutely, yes, he does distance. Yes.
Or hire him, and then he can just do it and tell me when he's doing it. Yeah.
And also he loves animals. That's why he has so much love for animals that I think he does it well. He feels like he has to do it, So
well, as soon as he's I will send him money as soon as possible.
I will send him a message after we hang up, and then he will respond tomorrow morning, which is like, in kind of 8 hours or 10 hours. And then I will get back to you when I have a response. And I really want your cat to be well because I like cats. Yeah. So, don't worry. We'll do something. I know. Absolutely. Yeah, no, we'll do something. And also cats, by the way, it's difficult because cats don't... obviously they can't talk, but it's even worse than dogs because you really don't know what's going on with cats. They really start manifesting something when they really don't feel well. So it's always hard to. They're very special, very delicate and stuff. It's very difficult to communicate with cats. You really have to check everything. They don't like it. It's a bit difficult, but I'm sure we'll do something and we'll try to make it work. All right, and I will message David.
Okay, cool.
And now we have Rosemary, by the way, who wants to reconnect with, let me see. So she would like to maybe reconnect with her. Hello, Rosemary, how are you doing? So you made it. I can't hear you now. I read the question that you wrote for us on the side. Can I try to hear you? Let me click this ask to unmute button and see. No, it doesn't work.
Is that better?
Absolutely. Now I can hear you. How are you doing? Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year 2021, a new year, new things, new projects, new life, you know. I remember the Tarot Live, we saw some love for you, you know, so it's great things to look forward to. Love, 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 love for 2021. That's what we need. The only thing we need is love. But now tonight for the Talk to Spirits, we are going to try to see how we can reconnect, you know, with your parents, because that's what you're mentioning, that you lost your dad, you know, in 2008. And I remember we talked about it back then, by the way, and your mother, which is more recent. It's like April 2020, so it's very recent. So let's first focus on your mom, because it's more recent, and I feel that would be better because it's like recent and it's kind of, you know, and anyway, just... can you tell me her name, please?
Martha, or Maria Martha Jimenez.
Okay, Maria Martha. Let me see what I see.
But she mostly went by Martha.
All right, okay, that's what I've written. All right, so
okay.
I'm just trying to connect. I've got my notebook here. I want to tell you something. The other day I thought you were going to connect, and then I had images coming to me, and I don't know if that speaks to you, but does this speak to you? Dolls, that things that are being knitted and put on little dolls, you know? I had that image last time, and now I just remembered. The minute you said you were going to be appearing on a Monday, I had this image appearing, this knitted... something you knit and you put on little dolls. So that was something that came to me in connection with her back then, 2 weeks ago. And it just came back to me. So I wanted to tell you, I saw this knitted, like a doll with a knitted outfit on it. That's hand knitted, and it's on the little doll, and there's a few different ones. And so that's an image that I had back then, 2 weeks ago.
Give us gifts of these little, they were knitted little kitchen, I'm not,
yes.
like you could put them over, it was not a dishcloth, but it kind of could be used as one, but they were knitted in the form of little dresses, and they were super cute. Right. And she loved children. So anything that had a baby kind of vibe to it, she was very attracted to. So she gifted me of those, but you know what, I have a lot of things in storage because I'm kind of not in the space that I'm looking for. I'm, you know, living in a different location right now. So, gosh, thank you for reminding me. I think I need to go get one and have it close to me.
Yeah, I would think so, because I feel that really represents her, you know, these dolls, and there's something very soft about it, and how she was very soft. There's something very... lovely light colors I see around her as well. She really liked light things. She was not like this kind of she never wanted to hurt anyone. She was very much this kind of person who doesn't fight, and she's always like kind of understanding. And I feel that this doll really represents her in some kind of way, and the wool as well, the wool of the doll. I don't know why, but the texture, somehow there's the connection with her. And I think she didn't like bright colors. I have the feeling that she liked soft colors. I see a lot of softness around her, you know, everything very soft. And as she didn't like, I feel, when people talk too loud. I mean, I'm feeling like, do not talk too loud to me. You know, I'm feeling that as well. So everything always very refined, very, do not exaggerate, you know. It was like, she didn't like if people exaggerate things, you know, like, oh my God, I went into the street, someone was huge like an elephant. No, don't exaggerate, it was not an elephant. You know, so there was this kind of thing. She liked things to always be moderate, if I may say. I don't know if that's the right word, but in moderation. There's this sense of like, things have to be in moderation, not... she didn't like extravagance, I think, as well. There's something about it. I don't think she really liked extravagance, things that were completely out of the... she needed to be in her own kind of, not bubble, but she didn't want to be disturbed in her environment, if I may say.
Well, let me go back to the dolls. So she did collect dolls and have them in her room, but just a few, not like a whole menagerie of dolls. But when she passed, I actually gave them to her great-grandchildren, since they were mostly girls. And I feel like I didn't keep any of those dolls. I felt that they were meant for the little ones now, to have something from their great-grandmother. She was very elegant, and I dressed her. I was her dresser and her makeup person all the time. So she grew up in the 40s, you know. I mean, she was born in the 20s, grew up in the 40s, so she was always well dressed, and my parents were very striking. So there was an in between. If she went to buy something, I'm telling you, when I did her closet, I mostly bought all of her clothes, but she did like a lot of white. She loved white. She loved wearing white.
Yeah.
And then with the splash of color, which sometimes I would insist upon, like a little splash of color. But you're right. In her closet, she was mostly light colors, light.
Yeah,
and light cotton. She likes silk only for certain things, but otherwise she was more cotton oriented. But yeah, she's not one that liked to exaggerate, and she doesn't like people telling stories. You're right. Yeah. Wow.
Especially if it's loud. She didn't like things to be loud and kind of like don't be. She wanted to preserve this softness around her. I feel that was very balance, if I may say, very a sense of balance. Everything had to be balanced. You see how I'm talking right now? I feel like I'm very connecting to this. It's not a metallic voice, you know how sometimes I have, but right now I'm talking with a non-metallic voice, very kind of, and I feel that's very connected to with her, with how she would have liked me to talk, if I may say. Like this moderation kind of, almost like it's as a caution around everything, you know, or you know, like in a room when you have like this kind of mattress thing. I forgot how it's called, but you know, I don't know how it's called, a door that has this mattress thing. It's not called mattressing, but do you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you have a door and there's this kind of coat of, it's like a mattress, but it's not a mattress, but it's got this effect, so you don't hear.
Oh, okay.
How is it called? But you know what I mean?
Soundproofing it, like kind of soundproofing,
Yes,
like quilting.
Quilting kind of thing. Yeah, I feel like there's a quilting thing around sounds. Sounds need to have a quilting around them, if I may say.
Okay.
There's something like that. There's a sense of softness as well. There's also, I feel that maybe she had something with her hand. I feel that she was able to, maybe she could have been a healer or be able to touch people and they feel better when when she touches them. Or I have the feeling it's very possible. I don't know if she was using it, but I can see I can actually feel, you know, she could do something with her hands and maybe actually be a healer, I feel. Yeah.
Well, we always, you know, pretty much calm down the minute any mother who comes to you and say it's okay, and you know,
yes.
it's you know, there were 9 of us, so all of us miss her touch, miss her touch very much. We miss her hands, holding her hands, she gives her blessing through her hands. Yeah, but I don't know that she ever would consider herself a healer.
I don't think she considered herself a healer, but me, I'm telling you, I think she had something in her hand because I'm feeling it in my hand right now. I feel she had something, even she wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm a healer, I'm going to fix the whole planet. You know, I don't think she was thinking that way, but I think she happened to have that without really noticing it. That's what I'm sensing. There was something about her hands that was very healing, if I may say, but she never thought about it or whatever. It's just a fact. I feel there was something about her touch that was very healing, you know. And I feel she might have had a gift of healing without knowing it and without using it.
Possibly. You know what's so interesting is that I'm sitting in the kitchen and the lights are like flickering.
Like, that happens. Yes. That's interesting.
They don't even flicker like that. They're totally flickering.
Yeah, I would say this is her validating what we're talking about, you know. That's how I interpret it right now. I think it's a validation of everything we're saying right now. That's how I would interpret it, you know. I feel but it's soft. It's not like blood flashing, you know. No. I think it's a good sign. I feel that it's kind of validating and it's saying yes, you know. That's what I'm sensing to all that. So actually maybe now she knows that she had a gift with her hand, but she maybe was not using it out of being non-pretentious, you know. I think that's why she wouldn't have used it, being like, you know, she would not talk about it. But I feel that now she knows that she did have, anyway, for what it's worth now. But I feel that now she confirms that she had that in her hand. I feel she really had something in her hand. Yeah, I feel she had a very positive energy. I'm seeing it now as well. I'm feeling it now, you know, very, very healing, very caring, very when she would touch somebody or someone, or they would feel a sense of soothing, you know, being soothed. I don't know if you can say
Yes,
that. Sometimes I get
soothing.
mixed up with the Spanish and the French and the English because now I speak
Yes.
Spanish, Rosemary. ¿Sabes?
No,
Sí,
uh-huh.
yo hablo español también.
Sí, yo sé, perfecto.
Yeah, so I feel she had that in the hand, you know, very healing, very soothing, the voice as well. I see a park as well with a fountain in the middle. So I don't know, there's a fountain, not fountain, a water thing, you know, not like I don't know if it's a fountain, like quite a big circular thing with water and a fountain in the middle. So there's walking around that big fountain. It's quite big. It's not a small thing in the garden. It's kind of a, you know, like not huge, but it's round and like you're walking around. Oh my God, I've got these things splashing. Can you see on the t-shirt? It looks like I've got glitters.
Oh, yes, yes.
Very funny, but it's because of the green screen effect. There's nothing
Oh,
in that
like,
room,
wow.
but I think it's kind of funny. So you know, it's like anyway, it's like Michael Jackson special effect. But yes, I feel like there was this going around, this walking around, maybe with a baby around this fontaine, you know, this circular fontaine, walking around that place. It's a place I think that she liked, that trees around, and it's a place I feel that she liked to be at, you know, it's very much. It's a park, and there's a water in the middle, and yeah, I see her around that. It's very peaceful. That's why she liked it. She felt it was very peaceful, that place, you know. What I see around her now, the energy, once again, is very, very soft around her. I feel that I think there's people around her as well. There's a real sense of softness around the people around, you know, her. I don't feel that she's alone. I feel there's people around, you know. She's really, really not alone. She's with a community almost, I feel, you know. There's like a lot of people around. So maybe it's her family or, you know, but there's a lot of people around. She feels like she's back with them. I hear that some, you know, it's like I'm back with them, I'm with them. So and there's a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
She's back to a group of people. She's back with them, and I'm nice with her. It's a nice feeling.
Oh, good.
I
She
feel
said before she passed that she was ready to go, that she was ready to be with her mother, who she never knew because her mother died in childbirth, and then her half brother, half sister passed before her, and my dad, of course, and the people who raised her since she was an orphan. So I'm glad she's with the people that she was
yeah.
expecting.
Yeah, I feel I feel there's a whole family around her there, you know. Because what I want to remind everyone, by the way, when we cross over or before we were even born, we're in this other dimension, and then there we know everyone, you know. We have a lot of other people with us even before we were born, you know. So when we go back, we will connect with them. It might not be people that we knew on this planet, you know. It could be people that we knew from before, and we all reconnect. So there's a lot of people we know, basically. There's more people we know than we think we know, you know. What's happening now in this life is one thing, but we probably know tons of people from other lives as well, and we reconnect with them, you know, when we go on the other side. I wanted to say that, by the way. So there's a lot of people there waiting for us anyway, you know. They are in there. And if you like, we could see with your dad now what I can feel from him. Can you tell me his name?
Antonio Jimenez Jr.
Okay, Antonio. Okay. Let me see with him. I see a strong person. I mean, immediately feel someone quite strong, you know, quite robust, you know, quite strong, like someone everyone could rely on. You know, I feel it's someone really people could rely on. He was a very strong man with a sense of what's the word? Very sense of pride, you know, like yeah, very much like that, very strong. I think he wants to tell you as well. The message he wants to tell you, what I'm feeling is like always be proud of yourself. Do never diminish yourself, you know, like do never feel like I'm not worthy or whatever. So the message from him is like, you know, and I see like you're my girl, you're strong, you know. I'm feeling this kind of thing from him. So it's very much never lose hope, never lose faith. You're strong, you know. I'm behind you. So I'm feeling all that from him. So you've got a very strong man behind you, Shami. So your dad was very, very strong, someone you could really rely on. Who would defend you as well if someone would attack you. I mean, I guess a lot of dads would do that, but him in particular, I feel nobody could approach you. He would like, you know, like He would know if someone is trying to create you trouble. He would know it. He would be there or know it or hear it. Or but it was better to not bother you, and create you trouble. And even now, I feel somehow it still protects you. Like when people are trying to create you trouble, I feel like he's around. He's a bit of a guardian angel kind of thing around you. So there's some protection. Like so you don't get attacked in the street. Or I feel there's something where he can, there's he can push bad people away from you. I feel there's a sense because he was strong. I feel, and even as a yeah, he's caring about you. He's there. I feel his soul is there. He's like a rock. He's strong, like wood, rock. I'm feeling that around him. And also he wants you to be strong. I feel there's a sense of that as well. Be strong. Don't let anyone tell you what to do, and don't let anyone make you feel down. And I'm behind you. I feel he has your back. He's behind you. You're not alone. There's that behind. Be strong. You can be strong. You're allowed to be strong. You don't have to think, oh my God, my life is so full or whatever. You have the right. Take the right. To be strong and to be there and to I don't know what means the word assert. Is it like kind of, I'm not even sure, I'm doing a little English class right now, but what means being assertive?
Oh, well, that means speaking my piece without like being shy about it, being very forthright, very, very aware of who I am and to speak my truth.
This is exactly what it is. So it very much, tells you you're enough of who you are. You don't need, you are who you are, and don't feel that something's missing or something, or you don't have enough of something. You need to really feel like I'm there. You are 100%. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Your whole planet. Yourself. No matter what happens around, remember you are your own world, and that's it. And people have to take it.
Thank you. Wow.
So that's what I'm feeling from him. Yes.
I'm tearing up because he was always such a great supporter of mine. I do miss hearing that from him.
I understand.
But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about how, I'm much older. I'm not married. I have no children, and and COVID is really not made it easy.
Yes. But the message from your dad is very much to be strong, and like it's a message of hope as well, that things are going to get better. The message from me as well is like things are going to get better. This COVID bullshit is just happening now. We're alive, we're healthy. It's 2021. We manage, Mattia. We manage, we're still alive. Mattia is with us as well. And it's true. We transitioned from 2020. We're not dead, we're here now. So we're going to make it work and make great things for us, and that's we are here with the survivors. Actually, most of us are survivors, by the way. But it's like we'll make it work, like so many bad things could happen. It's great to be alive, and this COVID thing I know is going to really go away, and it's not going to take us away. It's just here now. It's also a moment to remember what's important for us, what is important, and it's really about focusing on things that we really care about, and when that will be over, we will remember, okay, I was locked in or whatever, I couldn't do this or go to a restaurant or see my friends or travel for all this time. Now I don't want to waste time doing things I don't like. And it's going to make us more sure about what we want. And the same with love, by the way. I think that when this COVID bullshit is going away, we're going to focus on people that we really, really care about. I don't think waste time, hearing bullshit from people. It will be okay. You out. Next, who fits me, who's good for me, and I think or people that are arguing all the time, sometimes they're going to think, what, I'm done. Maybe this is the time to finish that argument, and maybe something new now for me. So this COVID thing, I think, will have brought something awareness that, we need to focus on what matters, what we like, and be who we are. And I think that's a very good message for you as well. With your dad, I feel it's very much, just be who you are. You have to be more yourself and be, don't worry about what you don't have. Think about what you have and what more you can have. What you don't have, you don't have. Meaning you can have more. You don't have it now, you could have it tomorrow, So so that's what I'm feeling. And what I felt for the cards as well, I did feel there would be love for you. So it's not, what is today is not the same tomorrow, so it's very important to focus on what you want, really, and not to see, okay, COVID and this and that. Yes, it's true, it's complicated, but I do this live show on this app. It's like a dating app, actually, and they have live shows in the middle. And I was very surprised to see how many people want to meet each other, and they really, guys as well. It's not, sometimes women think guys are just here for on the app just to sleep around and they don't care, they don't have feelings or whatever. But you'd be surprised. I saw so many guys on this app who were really asking me questions about love. Is she going to come back? And it was exactly the same, it was totally equal. So there are men out there that are looking for a relationship, that don't want to be alone, and honestly, I was shocked. On this app, at least, I was really shocked, because when you watch TV or things like that, it's always about the guys, lying and doing this.
Yeah.
And that was not the case. There are real people out there that don't want to be alone, guys, women, girls, whatever, There are people that really want to be with someone. And I think after this COVID thing, a lot of people will really want to be with someone, because, it's more fun. Especially if there's another COVID, it's better to be with someone than to be like meeting or whatever, watching TV. It's better to be with someone. It's actually more convenient, So I think a lot of people are going to work on it from now, People realize that maybe it's better to be with someone, and to actually spend time finding the right person and dedicating more time to that. A lot of people feel that they don't have time, they're always stressed, they have so many things to do. Maybe spend some time now, trying to see who you want to be with, and making that a priority. I think that's probably going to happen for a lot of people now. Thinking, I was alone during the COVID in my house. I think people now are going to put more energy in trying to find someone, and it's important. We realize now, I think, have human contact and share with someone and see your friends as well. How important it is. Zoom is fun, but it's nice to actually have people on the sofa with you. You can't keep the Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You cannot kiss the Zoom. This is the final stupid joke, but
No, I like it. You was there a message from my mom? Did you feel anything?
What I felt from her was it's really a message of softness. So it was more like, that she's around you, she's with you, and I. What I'm feeling, the message from her is that you're not alone. I think that's really what I'm feeling from her. The message from her is that you're not alone. She's still around. And I feel that you're not disconnected. She's around you. I feel that very much the message from her is that, and this message of gentleness as well. Be gentle to yourself. Treat yourself with things that you like. Is there something you like eating or a massage, or I feel things that make you feel good. If you want to eat ice cream tonight, eat ice cream, something you like, and treat yourself more. You deserve to treat yourself and to do things that are soothing to you. You're worthy. I think the message from both your parents is that I think they love you very much. They love you very much, and you're worthy of everything that you want. So you might want to focus on that. Because you still mean a lot to them, very much. You meant everything to them, and so you can mean that to everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? You can mean as much, because that's you meant the world to them. So
Thank you.
So indeed, how can I explain it? You do mean the world. You know what I mean?
Yes. 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 Thank you.
So the message is that, it's very much about, trusting yourself, believing in yourself. You have these two entities behind you, looking after you. So you're not alone, So it's very much about, like, you're not alone. Do not feel that way, because you're not,
Thank you.
The message was that if you want to ask a question in particular, I can see maybe what if I get an answer. If there's something you wanted to know, that I can maybe tell you. If you wanted to, I don't know something about with your mom, or I can see what kind of connection I'm getting. That we can do if you like. If you wanted to know something in particular, I can see what response I'm getting.
It's about her house.
Right.
And
I see a beautiful house. It's very beautiful, something very beautiful, very aesthetic. There's a lot of aesthetical things and quality things in there. Yeah.
Did she like the new owners?
That's a good question. First of all, this house, what I'm sensing is that it was very nicely done. There's a sense of luxury to it. It was very nice. Like a very, very nice home. That's a good question. The owners, what does she think of the owners? Let me just see what she thinks of the owner. She doesn't want them to change things too much, she want them to be nice to the house and keep it nice and not like paint everything in fluorescent pink or they don't want them to go to cuckoo, with the design and stuff. So that she hopes it stays like nice. She just hopes they don't destroy it, like kind of putting some horrible decoration. Sometimes people have bad taste. What I mean? Sometimes people have horrible taste. She just hopes that they keep the spirit but I see a sense of strength. It almost feels like nobody can destroy that house. I don't know why. It feels like this house cannot be destroyed anyway, so she's okay with it. She doesn't want the house to disappear though, but it feels strong. She wouldn't want someone to put the house down and put some building but I think she's okay. I see a sense of strength around the house. So, I feel it's all right. Yeah, I feel it's all right. Yeah, I feel it feels very solid, that house. Very, very solid, very strong, So that's what I'm feeling. But deep down, honestly, I think she doesn't really care now. It's not. It doesn't. What I'm saying is that I don't feel like she's disapproving or something. It's like. Yeah, I think what she wants to say as well, that was a material thing that was very solid. It was nice, but once again, she doesn't really care. I feel about this house now. It's not a big concern, or she's not in the house. She's around somewhere else. I mean, she's not like in the house.
Okay.
She just see it was strong. It was kind of a good house. Yeah, it was a good piece of house, if I may say. You could say piece of house, but it was a good, strong shelter, and nice and strong. I really see like it's protecting you. I feel it was very well built. Yeah, so it will protect these people, and I feel she's okay with them. I don't get particular. Yeah, I don't get anything negative or I feel fine as long as the house stays in there.
Okay. All right. Good.
Right.
That's perfect. Thank
Well, thank you for joining. It was great to have you, all of you tonight, and the people who were watching too. By the way, I'm just opening the little messages. Sometimes people are writing messages on Facebook, and there are actually. So I just wanted to talk to Baptiste, who was sending a message and saying he missed her father's parents and brothers, and if you have a message from them, I will do that, but you know what? I prefer if you connect with us next Monday for the show. It's just more direct because it's a lot of emotions and stuff, and I think it's much nicer if we can connect directly. So it would be great if you were to join us for the show on next Monday, and we will see what is how we can connect with your family, Baptiste. Thank you for your message, and as Shai saying hi on YouTube. We're getting at the end of this show, but you are very welcome joining next Monday for another Talk to Spirit. It was a really great moment I could spend with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Mattia, Kristen, Rosemary, and all the people who watch. And so every Monday we can connect with spirits and talk about what's happening in these other dimensions that surround us. And yeah, it's just a space to do that. And I would remind you as well that on Sunday, I do a Towered Live, RTWN Towered Live, where you can ask questions about your love, your destiny, your money, your health. And it's quite fun. And like we are a group of regular people that come every Sunday and we respond to all the questions. And also you can ask your questions on Facebook, on YouTube. And I would remind you as well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Raphael Psychic. It takes 1 second and we're connected for life. So anyway, I will wish you a great night for now. It was great to see you, and I'll talk to you next week. Goodbye. Thanks.
Bye.